Thank you very much, Dash. Guys, what else can you say? Liquid dominated the whole time with a very, very, very good 3-0.
Yeah, 60% on Lee Sin. Really? That was only 60%? 12 kills?
I want to see 100.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if my brain could process 100% on Lee Sin, apparently, because that was insane what he was doing. Those kicks were really on point, and he was talking about how all you have to do is get that really nice kick, full damage Lee Sin. You're killing pretty much everybody on the team, and we saw it when he got that Quadra.
I like the players. I think we heard it from, I think it was Rainover as well, I forget, who was like, yeah, I think Lee Sin, or maybe it was Rush. It's like, I think Lee Sin is underpowered.
Yeah.
And I'm playing him in the LCS in really important matches. That doesn't line up to me as like the actual like correct decision tree. So they like to say it.
I think it's like Lee Sin at a certain baseline.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you play 5 games of a champion, Lee Sin is down here and like Gragas is up here. Yeah. But when you're like, I have 700 games on Lee Sin, he's weak.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Do you judge a champion in being OP or underpowered by the peak that it can achieve?
Sure.
Or is it the average performance?
Yeah. Well, Dardoch's average performance, top 3 champions in the game. Like, let's be real here, right? If you're going by a per-player basis, Dardoch's got Lee Sin as one of the top 3. All these Lee Sin mains. Yeah, so it's interesting to see his adaptations, his choices. And it wasn't just Dardoch, of course. It was still the rest of the team. He was the flashiest of all of them, so we talked about him a lot. But, I mean, all of Liquid played super, super well.
Yeah, and I mean, coming to the series, honestly, I expected them to win, but I can't say I expected them to win like this. Not at all. And this makes me really excited going forward for the semifinals, and you know, potentially even seeing like, hey, could this guys go all the way? Like, they looked amazing, and if they could kind of bring this level of play to the series against CLG, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
this is the squad to break the curse.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh no!
What's the curse?
The curse is failing to ever win a semifinal.
Okay.
Right? Like,
because I was like, what is it now?
I know
because they finished third the last 2 times.
Only to set up the long con of getting cursed and getting 4th in the qualifier for Worlds, right? So Liquid have never won a semifinal. They've come close so many times. I mean, even back in like season 2, they brought TSM 2-1, almost got the spot, and then lost the 3rd place match against CLG, right? Like, they continue to do so well, and it's almost the squad here. And this would have been the squad you would have thought didn't do it, right? They lost Quas. Here comes Lourlo, who was bad on a bad challenger team, like coming into this one.
Yeah.
And he's grown to be. Look, I'm not saying he's like Darshan status where he's like hard carrying games, but like the dude held up against Impact. How many top laners hold up against Impact?
It's a tank meta, so
sure,
I think that it's really hard to actually have a tank take over another tank.
I get that, but like you still have to imagine that like Lourlo came in as a player that you would have thought would get smashed in the LCS, and he's not. He's doing well. He's grown fast. You heard what Piglet said about him in the interview at the very start of it as well. Is like he's grown quickly. He'll do fine, and yes, he did.
And I mean, obviously his team has confidence in him too. If you look how much attention Dardoch showed in that Gragas game, top lane, you know, coming 3 times in a row to actually like get him ahead, right? This is a lane that they're saying they're okay putting this many resources in to getting him ahead, and I don't think you do that if it's a player where you're not confident in.
Yeah, he got a lot of jungle attention and was able to use that to good effect. The duo lane, of course, continued to do well, right? Matt leveling up to be at least close to Piglet's level to where they can make that duo lane crush any other NA, and some of that's picking the right champion, some of that finding the right style, but like these players all level up to the point where they smashed an NA LCS playoff team and are now like looking good against CLG, looking good to make finals.
Yeah, and I think that this has a lot to do with the coaching staff, right? We have Lokodoko, a veteran there. They also have another coach, David Lim, who's working with the academy squad, but he also works with the main squad. And they have position coaches too, as well as a huge swarm of analysts. So the infrastructure is definitely there for the Liquid squad. And I want to talk about the position coach, because Dominate is position coach for Dardoch, who helped him out a lot with just adjusting there. And Dardoch said that it was really easy because he just looks up to Dominate and was like, this is a great squad for me to be on because I have this guy who's going to help me immediately transition. Because how many times have we seen a rookie come in, not really completely understand lane swaps, not really completely understand where to be on the map and at what time, and what his role is on the team, and they figured it out at this point.
And the fact that it was so fast was a big deal. I actually think back to a player like Seraph, who had so much hype. Monte Cristo was like, he's like the 4th best top laner in the world when he got picked up by CLG in the very beginning and had a really terrible first season, and now Seraph's super great. And the time it took for him to be that good of a top laner, and Dardoch did it in his first 2 months. Yeah. That growth is incredible. Huge props to Dardoch. Huge props to the rest of Team Liquid. Everyone doing a great job to be at this level now, and we'll see them in the semifinals. But for now, we're going to rejoin Dash and friends.